Hello, everyone. This is Saima Dillon. You're tuning into Heart to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 2 for an hour. And we talk about things about changing life in every which way. Welcome to Heart with Saima, the podcast show, radio show, which comes to you every Thursday from 1 to 2. And I come to you bearing my heart, bearing my soul, talking about everything that is going on in my life and my life journey. Kaise hain aap log? You are tuned into 104.1 FM, 700 AM. You are able to listen to me from anywhere in the world. I am streaming live on social media. So I am streaming live on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook. तो अगर आप देखना चाहते हैं कि what's going on in the studio and how I try to juggle between the different things and the multitasking that I'm doing here, and you want to actually put a face behind the voice, you are welcome to connect on to with me on follow me on social media. I'm on streaming live on Instagram under Saima underscore Dylan, Facebook के ऊपर Saima Malik Dylan, and LinkedIn के ऊपर भी Saima Malik Dylan. You're able to find me on YouTube under Heart to Heart with Saima. So once again, welcome, and you are able to listen to me on jointhecaravan.com from anywhere in the world. तो मैं आपके पास आती हूँ हर थर्सडे को, और कुछ अलग अलग चीज़ों की हम बातें करते हैं, कुछ ज़िंदगी की बातें, कुछ बातें बेटरमेंट की, सोल सर्चिंग की। ये जो ज़िंदगी का सफ़र है, जिस सफ़र में कभी ऊंच होती है, कभी नीच होती है, मगर what, here's what the thing is, okay, no matter what happens in your life, we have to keep going upstream. ये जो जिंदगी का एक दरिया है, मैं अपने आप को जब भी ये दरिया की एनालॉजी यूज करती हूँ, तो मैं खुद को तस्वीर करती हूँ कि आई एम लाइक अ रिवर, और मैं अपने आप को इमेजिन करती हूँ कि मैं एक दरिया की तरह हूँ, और वो दरिया जो अपस्ट्रीम अपने आप को लेके जाने की कोशिश के अंदर कॉन्स्टेंटली लगी हुई है, आई वुड से। एंड क्योंकि जब भी हम अपस्ट्रीम जाने की कोशिश करते हैं इंस्टेड ऑफ डाउनस्ट्रीम, which means that we are going against the tide and we are going against the flow, so life hits you hard and life keeps hitting you and the struggles continue and it becomes really difficult. एक point आता है कि इंसान exhaust भी हो जाता है, but you don't realize कि you're exhausted and you're burnt out and you don't have any more energy left because you have been going upstream. इस जिंदगी में we are meant to be who we are. There is our authentic self and we are meant to be this authentic person. We are meant to be in tune with जो हमारे क्रिएटर ने जिस तरह से हमें बनाया है, and whatever that may be. So just I come and I talk about different things in life. Today I have we are going to be हम holiday season में हैं, so it's a bit festive. तो इस weekend के ऊपर people who celebrate Christmas will be celebrating Christmas. So it is the season to be merry. It is the season to be with family. It is, I think, in life we look for reasons, we look for excuses. वैसे तो कहते हैं कि जिंदगी का हर लम्हा, हर मोमेंट जो है, हर दिन जो है, वो it's a new beginning. It's a chance for you to live your best life and to be out there and to get, to be living this short life that we have. But हम भूल जाते हैं when we are so busy just in the mundane stuff of life, we forget to flow, we forget about ourselves in that flow. So I think these occasions this month of December, these last 2 weeks, when kids are home, when families are getting together, Thanksgiving aata hai, Eid aati hai, Diwali aati hai, all these Valentines aata hai. For me, all these different occasions are just reason for you to be festive, for you to do something that you know uh, makes you happy, be in the spirit of celebration, and celebrate yourself. Every moment, celebrate yourself. I am all about believing in yourself and believing in celebrating you, believing in loving you. So, मैं जब इधर आपके पास आती हूँ, तो for me it is all about my life journey, कि मेरे साथ क्या चल रहा है, मेरे साथ क्या हो रहा है, मैं किससे क्या सीख रही हूँ, self reflection. Agar if you're one of those people who has been following me or who follows me, then you will know that I always talk about all these deep conversations that I have with my daughters. And so this week, a couple, past 2 3 days, and we do this quite frequently. I have spent like the past decade trying to first, butt heads with my kids, and then realizing कि जितना I fight, jitna I am wanting them to just for my children to just listen to me, utna zyada I lose them, and utna zyada they drift away from me. So जब से मैंने ये realization के ऊपर आई हूँ in the past couple of years, especially since COVID, to talk less and to listen to my children more, and to see what they are saying, to put my ego aside and to listen to what they are saying, it's had a profound impact on me. It's had a profound effect on me, because instead of me trying to just forcing myself to just live in that space, right? By listening to my children, by listening to other people, it helps me grow. It helps me evolve. My daughter said something very profound. She said, "Ke, when life wants you to change, at that point, life will either keep sending you small, tiny messages, and कि आप change हो जाओ, or just point your life feels कि okay, it's tried and you are not changing, and you're not adapting, and you're not evolving. उस point के ऊपर life starts sending you message louder and louder and louder, और उस point तक उतना loudness हो जाती है जिस point तक अगर आप नहीं उस change को adapt कर रहे, तो life will force you to change, and life will एक तूफान भेजेगा. Life will send tornadoes and thunderstorms and all these things to jolt you into changing. तो मैंने ये realize किया कि when I'm listening to my kids, and even when my kids are telling me कि mom, this is something you need to do, or this means this, mom, you need to think about this behavior of yours or this reaction of yours. तो मैं जितना ज़्यादा उनकी बातें सुनती हूँ, और एक वो पॉइंट था जिस पॉइंट तक मैं I would really take it personally, but since the more now I try not to take it very personally. I mean, I tell you, it's the hardest thing in the world to take criticism. It's so hard to put yourself in this vulnerable position where you're being critiqued and you're being told कि ये wrong है, वो wrong है, इसको fix करो, उसको fix करो. But when you start doing that and when you start listening, it starts changing you. And your soul is at peace and you are at peace, because you have stopped fighting for that change to embrace you, and instead you're embracing change. On that note, um, taking myself over a little bit to the real estate, first of all, this is Saima Dillon. You're able to go check out my website. It's www.saimadillon, DHILLON.com, and that's SAIMA DHILLON.com. I was with some clients yesterday working. Again, if you follow me, I'm a very big advocate of everyone being real estate investors, everyone having enough assets invested in where you can make money as you sleep, while you sleep. Because the purpose of life is not just constantly to be on a go, to be working relentlessly for 10, 12 hours a day. The purpose of life is growth. The purpose of life is to build. But the purpose of life is not to just कि आप अपने आप को खत्म कर दें. You finish yourself just in striving with the daily challenges of life, right? So becoming a real estate investor, we have builders right now who are builders are proactive because they are huge builders. They foresee, they have people who are giving them who are guiding them. So builders have become proactive. Builders know that the market is going through these fluctuations. So builders are out there. They're giving out incentives. They are giving incentives. Some builders, I have especially some inventory homes where in Aubrey, where builders are ready to take offers from you on homes which, as that can close by January. So these builders are out there taking in offers. You tell them the price, you tell them the interest rate you want. They will use money to buy it down. Now it does need to be reasonable, but there are these opportunities out there. There are builders in Princeton. I met with clients yesterday. I took them to, if you go on my Facebook page, Saima Malik Dillon, you will see that, I did a couple of Facebook Lives to show some properties as well. So there are these builders in Princeton who are chopping off, 20 grand of price. If you are a home buyer yourself, 4.99% interest rate they're giving you. If you're wanting to buy for investment property, then they're giving you 5.99% interest rate. So there are these opportunities out there. Become real estate investors. Start building assets. If you have any questions, text me at 972-244-3106. 972-244-3106. Text me. Let's set up a time. Go on my Facebook page, Saima Malik Dillon. Check out the Facebook Lives that I've done in a couple of the homes. I am planning on, of course, depending on the weather, doing another one tomorrow morning, where again, Princeton, incentives are being offered by builders where homes around 300,000. You're able to move in, live over there, live for 12 months, and then this is with 3.5% to 5% down, 3.5% FHA, 5% conventional. So minimum up out of pocket dal rahe hain. Go live in that property for 12 months. If you have a current house, let's rent it out. Let's put a tenant in that property. Build up your assets. Build up your real estate portfolio. Become investors. Build your assets so that down the road, 15 years down the road, even if you are in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, start early. I love working with millennials. I love working with Gen Z, जो इस वक्त colleges के अंदर है, and they are, I was telling my clients yesterday that instead of putting all the money in having these weddings for your children, if your kids are in colleges, help them become real estate investors. Give them the money for down payment and help them buy their first property. If they stay in one of the rooms, they rent out the other two rooms and they start working on paying off that property. And when it's time to move, put a tenant in the property. Let people share the house. Do property sharing, home sharing, and start becoming real estate investors and start building your portfolio. Are you interested in multifamily? If you're interested in multifamily and building your portfolio, reach out to me. Multifamily apartment complexes. So there is a land for sale in Frisco. Land for sale in Frisco, which is approved for either an apartment complex or it's 1.8 acre, or a hotel in Frisco, uh, 98 keys. So if this is something that might interest you, reach out to me. I would, with all my heart, I'm so grateful to you. Um, just keep me in mind if you hear anyone talking about buying or selling or investing in real estate. I would appreciate a referral. Um, 972-244-3106. You're able to email me at VIP, like Victor India Papa, VIP@simadillon.com. Just like you, real estate is my livelihood. It is something that helps me run my home. So, if you are out there, I'm so grateful. This just a quick story about this client of mine. Someone I am just so proud of. She um, contacted contacted me. I think maybe around 5 or 6 years ago, and she had gone through a divorce at that time. A single mom. She had moved from New York, and she was this timid woman who had just gone through the biggest heartbreak of her life. And she contacted me and she said that I'm working in a bank, Saima, and I want to buy my house. So I was like, oh, if you buy a house right now, the house will not cannot be more than like $100,000 because you're not going to qualify. Your income is not enough for you to qualify for a house which is 200,000. So, and then you won't be able to afford the payment either. So I told her, you're working in a bank, start networking. Every few months, look for opportunities to grow yourself, interact with your seniors, socialize with your seniors around you, and network and build your relationship and build yourself. So she then contacted me a year later and she said that she's working on her series 6 and 7 exams, and she's working, she wants to buy a house. She's just working on bringing herself to a point where she is able to afford a you know a $2,000 monthly payment. So hold and behold, in 2019, she contacts me and she said, "Okay, Saima, I'm at that point where I have made myself strong enough, where my income is where it needs to be, so I can buy a house which is maximum 220,000." So I was like, okay, you can't be in one of the major cities like Plano or Frisco or Allen, but how about I take you in the path of growth? I take you where there's a lot of potential, and I take you somewhere where the tide is flowing, and so that where you go, you get caught in that upstream flow. And one day you're able to, your whatever asset you invest in, it just appreciates. So that was 2019. We found her something in Aubrey. It's 2019. And in Aubrey, she bought something for 218,000 at that point. And just so amazing. 2020 and 20 after 2020, 2021, the it was that tide flowing in that direction, northbound, and Aubrey's prices shot up like by 100,000. So her house right now is worth 300,000, like $310,000, 320. So the story gets even better. She contacted me again 2 3 days ago, and she said that she saw my lives that I've been doing, and she wants to now know what the our game plan needs to be, so that she can invest and buy her second property, which will be an investment property. So first of all, I told her that just pat yourself on the back. I'm so proud of you, for the courageous, strong woman that you have become. Still a single mom, but, helping her parents, sending almost $1,000 a month overseas to her parents. She sponsored her parents, and she's like, you know what? I need a year. And I'm in school. I'm doing more education. I'm networking. I'm doing everything that you had told me to do. So I'm getting stronger by the day. I need one more year so I can pay off my car. I can pay off the furniture that I bought for my house, which is going to happen in a year's time. And by that time, my parents are going to be here. So I won't have that expense of sending them money overseas. So I'm going to be in a position where I will be ready for the second property. And I told her, wow, so amazing and so awesome. And I told her what she needs to do is she needs to get ready. She needs to make sure that when she's ready, her current house that she purchased in Aubrey, that we are going to rent out that property where she currently lives, and wherever we go at that point, whether it's an older house in Frisco or Plano, which price is going to be much higher, but we're going to put a tenant in her Aubrey house, income is going to be higher, and we're going to look for another property, a second one, and she's going to keep building her portfolio. So you hear things like that. So I come here, I talk to you, right? I talk to people on my podcast. I'm quite active, so I do Facebook lives. I've been doing my podcast since 2020. Even before that, I do Facebook lives, and I do different things, talking about what I feel, and I tell people what I feel I should be doing. I just share everything. So, but to actually see that someone is listening, and someone is actually making a change in their life based on what you're saying, that's just so phenomenal. And something else that she told me that, and again, I'm not sharing this from an ego perspective. I'm just sharing it because I'm like, wow, it's just like me. It's just so overwhelming. So she said, Saima, the radio show that you do, the podcast you do, the things that you do, you don't understand. You don't realize the amount of people who are actually listening to you, and the amount of people and the women who are listening, and who are growing, who are getting strength from your word, and who are getting courage from your words. I'm just so humbled. It humbles me into thinking that, me standing here, just being authentic, me standing here just showcasing who I am, me standing here, sharing my vulnerabilities, sharing my life journey, sharing my hardships, sharing my success, at times sharing my tears and sharing my joy, and my, there are times when I even will share my anger because I'm just frustrated at situations, and I just, use my podcast radio show platform to just vent my emotions and my feelings and everything that I'm experiencing. I just think it is just so phenomenal to think that आपकी इतनी औकात है कि आपको शायद खुदा ने इस दुनिया में ये शायद आपको कुछ बोलने की शायद अब मैं सलाहियत का भी वर्ड यूज़ नहीं करूँगी. It's because, I don't sit here and think that, okay, am I a good speaker? Am I not a good speaker? Or anything that has to do with myself, but I just follow my heart. And when I follow my heart, and just the ability, to listen, that people are actually listening, and it's touching lives. um, it's just, it just is an overwhelming feeling, and it makes you just feel, so humbled, um, कि आप में शायद किसी चीज़ की कोई सलाहियत है to be able to touch lives and to be able to do some good in this world. And when I started this journey of mine, I always said that, you know, just one life, just want to touch one life, just one life. And when I meet you, when I see you, you guys, when you come to me and you share that you listen to the show, or the show means something to you, or you resonate with my words, and all I can say is thank you. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. It's heart to heart with Saima, and I will see you after the break. Okay, so break. The messages, okay. Oh, where is the beanie hat? Hassan, it's right here. So it's cold in the studio actually. So usually, if you guys, if you listen or follow me, you have heard that I'm always complaining कि इतनी गर्मी है. But today it's cold. So, okay, here you go. Here's the hat. So, let's see. Uh, देखो, बाल सारे ऊपर नीचे हुए हैं, but I can put it on again. So Hassan, I hope तुम्हारी फरमाइश मैंने पूरी की, and the मैंने अपनी cap pen ली. So thank you all. You guys come here, you watch, you share your thoughts. So uh, so क्या चल रहा है सबकी लाइफ में? I need to elevate my laptop and the devices here for Instagram so that everything is on a higher level versus a lower level. But kya kar sakte hain? So Instagram, everyone, thank you all for joining. Let's see. Hey, Amaya, how are you doing? So, thank you all for being a part of my journey, for being on Instagram and joining me. So, I just shared the first 25 minutes of the show on Instagram. So, thank you all for being here. VIP at simadillon.com. Um, and or you can reach me at 972-244-3106 with any questions that you might have. So we are going to, if you would like to continue watching, I'm streaming live on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook. Join us there. Our radio is 104.1 FM, 700 AM. We're going to be talking about what advice would you give to your younger self if we were to go back in time. So thank you, Instagram. I'm going to sign off here. Happy holidays to you guys, and take care. All right, so we're still on Instagram. We are on Facebook. And we're going to continue. So we have 1 minute 23 seconds before we go back. Before we go back on the radio. And okay, 1 minute, and then we are going to go, and we shall be talking about life lessons. What advice would you give to your younger self? आप क्या advice देंगे? What advice would you give to your younger self? So, welcome back. You're listening to Heart with Saima. You're tuned in to this is Saima Dillon, a real estate agent by profession and a humanitarian at heart. My show to Heart with Saima is something. It's a that started as a podcast. Almost 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago, and it changed my life. Um, and I usually tell that to people, and sometimes people don't understand. When I say that my podcast changed my life, it's not that I'm being arrogant, or it's not that I think I might know more than anyone else. Um, but it's my journey. It's my journey of probably over 200 hours of talking to different people and learning from different people, because every week when I would host my podcast, um, I had a different guest on my show. And the guest who would come in there, and the guest made me more knowledgeable, more educated, gave me more to think about, more self reflection, thinking about, you know, how to continue going upstream in my journey instead of going downstream, how to evolve, how to improve, how to get better. And I always say this: okay, the more I strive to be a better version of myself, the more I listen to people around me, especially my daughters, who tell me कि mom ये चीज का नजरिया, ये चीज का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इतना राइट नहीं है, आप इसको इस तरह अगर सोचेंगी, हम ये चीज को अगर फील कर रहे हैं या ये चीज रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं, तो उसके पीछे ये वजह है. And the more I listen to them, they help me become better and better. But I've also realized that the more I work on improving myself, the more I work on my self betterment, and the more self reflection I do, the more there's to be done. The more there I see कि और मुझे खुद में खामियां नजर आ रही होती हैं कि ओके, अब इस पे भी वर्क करना है, इस पे भी वर्क करना है, ओके ये एक और चीज है. इस वीकेंड मैंने एक और जो अपने अपने खुद के अंदर जो खामी डिस्कवर की, which is something that came out in a discussion with my daughter, and she pointed something out to me. And what I discovered in myself, कि by nature life के अंदर I've become a problem solver. तो because बहुत दफा जब जब चीज़ें difficult moments आए हैं life के अंदर, so I have always told myself, Saima, the talk I have with me. So telling myself, Saima, get over it. Move on. Get over it, Saima. Get over it. Find a solution. Don't sit there, in self pity, being miserable, complaining. Get out of it. Get out of that mode and find solutions. So I've become this problem solver. And अब मैंने ये चीज़ realize की in myself कि कि मेरा टॉलरेंस लेवल जो है, व्हेन आई एम लिसनिंग टू अदर पीपल, वो एक पॉइंट तक मैं सुन पाती हूँ, और उस पॉइंट के बाद मेरा ब्रेन ऑटोमेटिकली सोच रहा होता है कि ओके व्हाई डू यू वांट टू keep going on and on and on in circles just complaining, right? Find a solution to the problem. So my daughter pointed out to me कि mom, this is not a right reaction to have. The right reaction is कि अगर कोई problem होती है to keep breathing, and you keep breathing, inhale, exhale, and you keep trying to absorb everything that is going on. Because when you don't take in everything that is going on and everything that has gone wrong, then you are just not resolving the issue. You're just, sweeping it under the rug. Okay, problem or okay, अपने emotions को process करने के बजाय you're just sweeping everything under the rug. But you need to process your emotions. You need to process what you're feeling. You need to process your hurt and your heartbreak and your disappointment and whatever it is that you're feeling. You need to process those emotions. So I discovered this week that this is something that is a problem in me. And I have to work on this. And my daughter was like, Mom, you have to put your, whatever it is you're feeling, you have to put it out there. And you have to embrace those emotions so that you can process those emotions. You can't just keep sweeping your emotions under the rug and moving on as if nothing happened. And that's so hard for me, That's just really, really hard for me. So, ये अब मेरा नया project है for my self-reflection, to figure out कि इस चीज़ को अब मैं किस तरह से fix करूँगी और मैं अब इस चीज़ का किस तरह से solution ढूंढूंगी और इस चीज़ का solution है क्या? So having said that, we move on to the before actually we move on to the topic of the day, just something that I want to share with you. That, do you ever like wonder how some people are just so cruel? They're so evil and that's so vindictive, right? You watch these people just tear other people up, tear other people apart, and they're so just lethal about how they handle people, right? That's just so mean. So, well, here's what the thing is. These people are cut off from their feelings. So वो अपने आप को, जो अभी थोड़ी सी देर पहले मैं अपनी भी बात कर रही थी कि कि मैं अपनी feelings को process करने के बजाय मैं अपने आप को बोलती हूँ, what, get up and keep going. But what we need to do is we need to slow down and we need to process whatever it is we are feeling in our emotions, because our emotions matter and our emotions are valid. We want to feel validated. So, but ये क्योंकि जब आप नहीं होते हो and you get cut off from your feelings, when people are cut off from their heart in childhood because they needed to protect their heart with a wall, right? अपने दिल को बचाने के लिए you build a wall around it ताकि कोई भी उसको penetrate करके आपका दिल नहीं तोड़ सके. But those people now operate without feelings in the external world and cause the same wreckage to others that was perceived as being caused to them. So should you take it silently? जब कोई दूसरा आपके साथ आके ज़्यादती करे, should you just एक घूंट भर के, and should you just like walk away from these feelings that you have? Or should you just be passive about it and again let these things pass and let people treat you the way that they treat you? या आप बिल्कुल चीज़ों को नज़रअंदाज करते हैं, you just ignore these things that other people do to you. So no, you don't handle these things in just silence. Protect yourself from such people. ये toxic लोग जो आपके दिल को तोड़ के चले जाते हैं, जो आपके दिल को चीर के चले जाते हैं, who hurt you and who destroy others. Protect yourself from these people. They are toxic people. मैं अपने आपको इतना सेफ गार्ड करके रखती हूँ कि मेरी जो एनर्जी है, द पॉजिटिव, माई पॉजिटिव एनर्जी, द एनर्जी दैट आई वर्क ऑन कॉन्शियसली, माइंडफुली ऑन अ डेली बेसिस, आई गार्ड माई एनर्जी. और उस एनर्जी के अंदर, माई डॉटर्स आर इन दैट सर्कल ऑफ एनर्जी विद माई सेल्फ. बट एनी टाइम एनी वन ट्राइज टू पेनिट्रेट इन दैट सर्कल, and they try to put their anxiety and they try to shift their fears and their cruelty into my circle जिसको मैं गार्ड करती हूँ, मैं उस जगह से अपने आप को हटा देती हूँ. बिकॉज मैं उस चीज़ को हैंडल नहीं कर पाती, ना मैं हैंडल करना चाहती हूँ, ना मैं चाहती हूँ कि जो मेरी प्रेशियस एनर्जी है, जो मेरी पॉजिटिविटी है, जिस चीज़ के ऊपर मैं इतनी मेहनत से काम करती हूँ, एंड व्हाट आई प्रिजर्व, I don't want my energy to be trampled or walked over or just shared by other people. I guard my energy. So you need to guard yourself. You need to guard your energy. You need to make sure that anyone in your life who's so toxic that they destroy you, that you cut ties with them, so that you can build yourself and you can rebuild yourself. But here's what the thing is, when you're protecting yourself from such people, reach out to other friends, you reach out to good people around you. If needed, if someone is trying to be hurtful, call a lawyer, call the police, call whoever you need to call if someone is trying to destroy you. But do not be passive. Protect yourself from such people. But the key thing and the most important thing is to not take anything in life personally. Again, this is another thing about me that my daughters point out to me constantly. Mom, don't internalize everything. Don't internalize everything we do or say. And it's very hard. How do you not internalize everything? कैसे हर चीज दिल पे नहीं लो? But it's doable. YouTube के ऊपर जाएं, हर तरह के वीडियोस मिलेंगे, हर तरह की चीजें. There are so many books out there. मैं जब भी कोई चीज को सुन रही होती हूँ on YouTube, and if I come across anything, कोई भी book की recommendation, मैं उसी वक्त instantly Amazon के ऊपर जाके within few seconds order हो जाती है वो book. वो पढ़ूं नहीं पढ़ूं वो अलग story है, but I do have a good collection of books. But that's what the thing is, right? Don't take it personally. This is not about you or even how they feel about you. This is about them. This is about those toxic people. Whatever those toxic people are going through, this is about them. This is not about you. But you know what? Here's what the thing is, that although it is not about you, it is about them. But when their actions and their words have an impact on you and it destroys your peace of mind, then it's important to take a back step. If someone is out there being physically abusive, verbally abusive, break your ties, get away from them. This is a short life and you have one life to live. And it's a short time. We are here on earth. Live your best life. And that brings me to, last 13 minutes. And it brings me to, what advice would you give yourself? As it's a holiday time, time of holidays, and it's the season for happiness. Families are getting together. Yes, there are a lot of people who are out there, and it's a difficult time. Loss of loved ones. They are not with their families, so this is a difficult time for people too. But you know what? Be there for others. Reach out to someone you haven't reached out to in a long time, and just send them a message and just let them know that, hey, I read something about you, or I just am checking up on you, and I hope you are doing okay. And you know what? Maybe invite that person to the holiday dinner with your family. Change someone's life, touch someone's life. Be kinder to yourself. This is the advice I would give my younger self. Be kinder to yourself. Always, always, always know your worth. I know my worth. And this is something it's one more thing that I'm working on right now. I'm working on believing in my own worth, believing what I'm worth and what I deserve in this life, and not relenting, and to stay steadfast with my belief system and what I believe in. The world is bigger than you think it is, and your worries aren't as important as you think they are. You know what? Just be you. ये वक्त भी गुजर जाएगा, ये टाइम भी निकल जाएगा. But you are the most important being in that space. So look after yourself. Don't worry if you look different, feel different from most people. And that brings me to something just very, very important, you know, how we isolate people who are different from us, because we are thinking that जो लोग हमारे framework के अंदर नहीं बैठते हैं, we should ostracize them. If someone is different from you, for example, if we are coming across children who might be gay, embrace them, accept them. Stop ostracizing and creating these barriers in the society कि हर you know कि हर किसी के अंदर आपको problem नजर आ रहा है. Leave the judgment to the universe. You worry about your own actions and how you're going to be judged. So, advice to your younger self: realize that you're good enough, that you're amazing, that you matter. Patience and persistence. You know what? Go out there, try different things, take risks, and experience life. Because in this life, what's the rush, right? आपको हर चीज का रश लगा हुआ है कि एजुकेशन का रश, ये हर चीज एक सर्टेन स्टैंडर्ड के ऊपर हो जानी चाहिए. But why? Experience life, take chances, take risks, appreciate yourself, love who you are. If you want to go out there and discover something, go out there, discover something. Be persistent about things. You matter. So put yourself first. Always remember that you're good enough. And anyone who says that you are not worthy and you are not good enough, you know what? उनको अपनी लाइफ में से निकाल दो. Anyone who makes you feel unworthy. If you want something, you know what? Just ask. The worst thing that anyone can say is no. And this is something I've learned. Okay, let me go and ask. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा नहीं कर देंगे, right? But it's worth asking. Patience, persistent, it ultimately pays off, right? But it's a slow process. It takes time. Don't let anyone ever tell you that your dreams are out of reach. Only you know your true potential. Impossible. That word impossible, actually, if you break it up, it means I am possible. So if you think you want to reach for the stars, don't let anyone tell you that you don't have the ability or the capability to reach for the stars. Go out there and make it happen. It's never too late. It's never too late to begin again. Dreams come true, but dreams are nothing without action. So dreams do come true. Strive towards making your dreams come true. Dream it and then do it and make it happen. Fear is like a wolf. Chase the wolf, and you will never be afraid of the things you once feared. Right? If you're fearful of something, and आप उसको, you're afraid of something, and you embrace your fear, that fear will no longer have the power to debilitate you because you embraced it. It no longer has any power left anymore. Smile more, worry less. Positivity is infectious, and happiness is a choice. Life is called a rat race, but remember, that it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Don't ever judge yourself in comparison to others. हर कोई मुख्तलिफ है. You know, ना खुद को किसी दूसरे से कंपेयर करें, ना अपने बच्चों को कभी किसी दूसरे से कंपेयर करें. अपने बच्चों को आपस में भी एक दूसरे के साथ कंपेयर नहीं करें. Let your kids be. Everyone has their own individuality. So let everyone be. Let everyone embrace their unique self. And in this life, love is all you need. But sometimes, even love is not enough. So when to say when, right? So agar nahi enough hota, and if you can't change, here's what the thing is, right? You can't change anyone but yourself. So be wary of anyone who's trying to change you so that you can conform to their ideal situation, because that's not your destiny and that's not what your journey is supposed to be. We are all individual beings and we have all come into this world to be our authentic selves. Write things down. You will be amazed at the amount of things that you, ideas and things that come to you and that you actually forget. Celebrate the small victories of life, even the smallest one. Just tiny, smallest things, embrace them. Celebrate them. Celebrate the small wins and the small victories. And it's okay to test the waters, but don't be afraid to jump in. Otherwise, you'll never know what lies beneath the surface of your fears. Don't worry about getting knocked down. Instead, focus on getting back up as quickly as possible. The family you're born with ultimately isn't as important as the family you choose in life. So choose wisely, because the people that you see around you, so dekho, slow down, look around you, the people that you see around you, because they're going to play a huge part on your journey of life. So choose wisely. The people who truly love you don't see all the flaws you see. Learn to see yourself through those eyes that only see the best in you. The scars you can't see are worse than those you can. Heal them and you will heal yourself. Don't be an overthinker. Don't think so much. Sometimes it's just okay to just be, to just exist, and it's all okay. So जिंदगी जो है वो इसी तरह चलती जाती है, right? Happiness जो है ये कोई destination नहीं है, but it's a lifelong journey. When in doubt, you know what? Just keep swimming. And that's what life is all about, right? Don't look for a partner who makes you happy. Look for someone who makes you want to be your best self and who loves you for who you are. Karma is circular. What goes around comes around. Put out into the universe the positive energy जो आप चाह रहे हैं, what you're seeking and wanting in life, you know what? Put it out there so that it will turn around and come back to you. The road less traveled is not always easy, but it's never boring. और जब तक इस जिंदगी में है, why live a boring life? Don't wait to learn from your own mistakes. Watch, listen, and learn from the mistakes of others. Why not? You know? And evolve your experiences according to those experiences. Once you admit that you truly know nothing, life's real education begins. You know, वो बोलते हैं कि there are two kinds of people who talk because they just love to talk, and there are those people who are listeners and they actually want to listen and learn from others. Because you already know what you know, so why not listen to others and learn from others? Parenthood is actually quite difficult, and it's okay if you fail. Just keep trying, just keep getting up, and just keep trying. It's important, it's great to have goals, but just remember there's more than one path to achieving them, right? Nobody's ever made history by playing it safe. So take risks, be bold. and never stop learning, because learning is a life, it's lifetime. Treat life as an adventure. On their death, on your deathbed, you won't really regret the things, you'll regret the things that you didn't do. So go out there, take chances, try things, take risks. So we are in the last 30 seconds of heart to heart. you know जिंदगी में हर वक्त का एक अपना charm है. And just live your best life. Don't live in yesterday, it's gone. Don't live with regrets, it doesn't matter. What's gone is gone. Today matters. And you know what? Just go out there and live your best life. You're listening to Heart with Saima, and thank you for being with me. All right. So let's see. Thank you. Um, thank you for being with me on LinkedIn and YouTube. And happy holidays to you.